Hi friends, welcome to ARC Tutorials. We are continuing with our Angular CRUD full tutorial series. This is part 11 of it, where we will actually implement the CRUD functionality end to end from services to components to template. It's going to be a coding heavy kind of an episode where we will code a lot. So make sure you pay really close attention to each and every step that I do in this particular episode. Again, just for friends who are joining us new, we are trying to build a products feature module in our e-commerce shopping cart application. Welcome back, friends. My name is Sridhar. I bring over 10 years of experience as a full stack developer. I bring knowledge on modern web technology stack like Angular, Node, Express, MongoDB, Azure, AWS, and much more. I'm here to share my knowledge with you, and I'm also here to learn from you all. So during the course of this tutorial series, where you are building your own feature modules, if you have any doubts, any queries, just ask me in the comment section below. I'll try and help you as much as I can. This is part of the Angular CRUD full tutorial playlist. The playlist link is in the description box below. Make sure you check it out to learn each and every step carefully in order to learn end to end how to do CRUD operations. Just a recap, we are trying to build a product feature module for our e-commerce shopping cart application. So we'll learn how to build it from scratch. All right, so we have seen and covered a lot of ground. We have set up the project. We have installed a brand new Angular application. We installed Bootstrap for designing our website. We have we have created a feature module, lazy loading module. We have created components. We have set up routes. We have created service, and we have created a model in the previous episode. Today is an important episode, a little lengthy, but it's very much required because we are going to start CRUD operations today. I will not waste much time today on explaining things, but just a highlight. CRUD stands for create, read, update, and delete. Right? So we are going to implement the below components and functionality. View products, view all products, update, delete, etc. Search by category. So these are all the components that we have. So we need to write methods for it. I will try and write all the read and update or create in this episode and post and delete in the next one. So that way we can split down the functionality. Otherwise it becomes too lengthy of a episode. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so let me show you. So this is what we have ended up at. So we have a products page where we have list products, right? So this is how it looks. So let's start with first. What I want definitely is I don't want the routing to be a separate page which is list products, right? Instead, what I'll do is I will make the path itself to the default route. So when I go to products now, I should see the products listed, right? So now if you see the URL, I have my products. This is the dummy template we took. So if you are trying to figure out and build a template, you can check it out as well. I'll do some quick CSS changes first, and then we will jump right into building our framework. So first thing, what I'm going to do is I don't want this header to be fixed, right? It looks a little odd for an e-commerce site. Instead, I want it to be a free flow. So you see, it's free flow and there is some padding at the top. So I will remove that as well. And if you see our style.css, okay, so we have the body padding. All right, so this is done. Now it looks much neat and clean with the entire scroll, right? So let's get started and let's fix one by one. So first I want to fix the sidebar, right? So what we'll do, we'll go to our sidebar component and we'll need a service for it, right? So I'm going to product service, or you can write a new service for framework, but I'm writing it here since they are part of the product. So I'm going to say get categories, right? And what we'll return is this dot http client dot get http client dot so here I have to get this URL, right? So I have to make a get call to return all my get call for category. So what I'm going to say is category URL. So what we'll do here is we'll say return me all the categories. So I have added that already. So let me show you that. So I have my categories URL, pass it here, close it here. All right. And as per, if you want to check out I have added a new endpoint, which is categories, right? So we have some categories that are here in our db.json. So let's quickly fix it up. So what I'm doing is I'm going to say polo t-shirts. I'm going to say soccer t-shirts. So let's say we are trying to build a t-shirts e-commerce, right? I mean, you can choose anything that you want. Casual t-shirts. Okay. So just put in anything that you want, and I've taken few images to make it look good. And let's modify these also, right? I'll show you that. We'll modify them. Okay, so first db.json is done. Then we go to our products.service and we say return the categories. And it's always a good idea to create a side framework of the category product, right? So here I'm going to say it will return of type category. This will return an observable of type category. Okay, so we don't have it. Since I'll create it under the site framework, I will go to that particular page now. Let's go here, inside here, let's create a new file and call it category.ts. Right, so this is nothing but like simple, like how we had the products page. We'll have something similar lines. So you don't need all of this, right? We just need a simple category and category ID. So I'm going to say category and I'll say category name. Okay, so I have this now fixed, right? So now if I import site framework slash category, all right. So now we have our service done where it will return us the categories, right? That's what we are trying to attempt first. So let's go to our sidebar and let's inject the service here, right? That's the product service. And then we are going to use that instance and say dot get categories, right? And this will return an observable. So we have to subscribe to it. And then we are going to say, I'm going to create a variable and say category list is of type category. So it's imported here already. And here I'm going to say this dot category list is equal to data. All right, so my categories is done. Now I'll go to my HTML, right? From sidebar component, I have created a variable where I'm reading the categories. So in the sidebar component, I will go here and I will just take a simple list link. And here I'm going to loop and say let cat of category list, right? And here I'm going to print the category name. I'll say cat dot category name. All right. So now it will print me all the categories in the sidebar. So it's not showing up. Let's see why. So it should be cat, let cat of category list. Category list is here and you're passing the data from products. Okay. Let's category dot category name. Have we closed it? Yes. Okay. That's so whenever something doesn't work, like let's check the name of the in the DB what it is there. So in the assets data db.json, what are we calling it here? We are calling it name. That's why it's not working. So I'm going to say category name. So make sure you get these names correct because these are the ones which cause mostly the problem. All right, so we have our component and category name. So now it is showing the t-shirts, right? Also we have to change. So this is how we have done our sidebar categories. Now we can give them a link and make them clickable by type. I will show you that also in just a bit. We have a lot of work today. Let's keep going. Again, I'll encourage you, if you have any doubts, just keep dropping them in the um, comment section. I'll be happy to take a look and help you. So now you see we have changed the brand name. We are listing down all the categories, right? So you can throw in some more categories if you want. That way, the more the data, the more beautiful it will work and look. All right, 4, 5, and I'm going to say here shirts, or I'll say shirts, men's shirts. I'll say shirts. Let's keep it simple, and I'll say shoes. Right, so it's an online shop where you can have different categories. You're selling t-shirts, shirts, shoes, etc. You can make an e-commerce website for mobile phone, electronics, anything that you want, right? All right, so we have got it here. All the categories are listed beautifully. Now let's fix the view all page. So for that, let's again go back to now to the view all products, and this is our component. Okay, so first thing, let's check what is the service that we will use. So here, so we have get all products that I have implemented, right? So this will get, it is nothing but it is calling the URL and returning us the observable, right? So we'll use this into get all products. So what we will do, go to view all products and inject the service first. So we'll say products service. Okay, now we have our product service. I'll say ng on in it. I will define here, I will say product list is of type product. Okay, and then I'm going to say here this dot product list dot uh, sorry, this dot products service dot get all products dot subscribe, and here we will subscribe this and assign the value of this dot product list is equal to data. All right, so what I'm doing, just reading the parameter, assigning it to a variable, and here we have some work on the template because this looks like this now. Okay, so what I've done, I've created a good beautiful data. So what we'll do, we'll delete everything else except for one entry of the item, which is this, because we have to loop it. So I'm going to delete everything else here. So if you see our code now, our code is just simple having one. Okay, so we have just one simple div, that's for the entire thing, right? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use again ng for equal to let product of product list. Okay, and then now let's start mapping all the fields. So here I'm going to call and use interpolation again and say dot product name, or let's see what is there in the db name. I don't recollect it. um, okay, so here we have product name, so let's start mapping it one by one. We have the product name, then price, rating. So we have the product name, we have the product description. Okay, product dot description, this would be price. Again, this is a classic example where you can use a pipe, which is your currency pipe that you can use here, and say price. You can show the ratings here and say, so map all the things that you um, want to show here. Okay, this is for each product. Now see, it's showing headphone 1, price it is showing, stars it is showing, right? And one last thing, instead of the dummy image, I have downloaded few images, kept it in assets folder already. So you see these are the images I have used for temporary purpose, you can download some for yourself. And here you will say product dot product img, which is right. So now you see it started taking shape of a real application. And let's change the little bit details on DB, so it's no more headphone. Let's just call it casual t-shirts. Okay, and category is 2, and here I'm going to call it, the second one is party t-shirts. You can call anything. These are all, this is a e-commerce shop that we are setting up. um, so you are free to use your creativity in how you want the names, how you want the design. That's up to totally up to you. And this is also sports, right? So we can add one more with some, I have some more images, so I'm trying to use them here. Okay, and this will be 5, this will be 6, and let's keep going, let's keep rolling, and some more images, right? So these are polo t-shirts. So let's do that. IDs 5 and 6. This is 5. This is polo t-shirt, t-shirt, and this you can say golf t-shirt, right? And in the category, I'm going to give polo is 1. Polo is 1. So I'm trying to give some repeated ones, so that way I can show you some more combinational things, right? Um, and then the third one will be sports. So the third one will be the sports. Fourth one is also sports. Okay, so we have the data, it starts showing up now. We have some categories which are listed. We have the t-shirt, soccer t-shirt, polo t-shirt, right? So let's just change the names, so that way this I'll say sports jersey, right? So you have the sports jersey, polo t-shirt, golf t-shirt. So this is how you can customize the look and feel. Now you see it is starting to started to show as a e-commerce website, right? So you have some price that is there, and yeah, so that's how we'll design. Uh, okay, very cool. So far we have done the view all page. Now let's do a category link. So we have to link our category, and then we'll do view all by category, which is on the same lines that of a similarly, when I click here, I should see this only which have that particular category, right? So let's do that. First, let's go to routing module, products routing module. Okay, and here I'm going to say view all by category, right? So here I'm going to change my path as /:id. Okay, view product should be :id. Here it should also be :id. Delete will also be :id. Okay, so I'm adding category slash. So when I do this, it will go to view all products, right? So first, let's link it in the sidebar. So go to site framework, in the sidebar, in the HTML, instead of ahref, right? So now we are going to use router link equal to, right? So this is where we will name it, right? So what we can do here is, instead of doing this ng4 on the link, I'll do it on the div, and here we will give the path of it, like which path it has to go. So I'll say category slash, so this is the ID of it, right? So we can say cat.id, and we can pass it, like, since it's an ID we are trying to build. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I will use href only for now. So it shows cat ID, and we can use simple router link equal to category dot id. Okay, there is some mistake, so what I'm going to do is category. Okay, so let me just quickly grab the API link. Sometimes you don't remember everything, so it's always good. Just take the value, put it directly. Okay, so we are going to do this, and since it said directive, we'll bind it here and say category slash. We'll have to pass a parameter to it, right? It cannot be simple straight. So let's see if this is pointing. No, it is still not. Okay, so here router link cannot find module category. Okay, there is sidebar, let category list. There is an error. Let's just remove it here. Okay, so whenever you see such errors, all you have to do is first restart, because it's asking us to restart. In the meanwhile, let's fix up the other one, which is view product. So let's go to the products routing, view product colon ID, right? So in the view all products, I'm going to link it. Okay, and we will link here to the click, and we will say router link equal to view product slash product dot product name. Okay, so here it says casual t-shirts, party t-shirts, but why is it saying product name? It should be ID. So now you see view product 1, view product 2, 3. So this link is done. So on the similar lines, let's just link the categories also. I don't know why that was giving error. Let's go here into the sidebar template, and here I'm going to give cat.id. Okay, sidebar component, view product. Okay, it's giving an error. It says isn't can't bind to route, since it's not isn't a property of view product. Why is that happening? Let's see it here. Okay, so there's some errors with respect to this. Let category of cat ID, we have the router link, view product slash cat.id. Let's see the ID. It's there, ID is there. Okay, we'll see this, friends. I'll probably correct it later. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but we'll fix this up later. I'll just give it href. Okay, so that's how I can quickly do it. I'll say category slash ID, and now you see these are hyperlinked with the correct value. This is also linked, and beautiful. So here, instead of uh, view product, I'm just saying product slash ID, right? So that's simple URL. And in the template also we have to write the same view all products, the HTML. I'm just calling it product. Okay, so we have the category, we have the product linking. Just look at here in the bottom, you will see the category list and the t-shirt and the product IDs, right? So now our sidebars or our categories are linked. We have our main thing, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get the details like this. For example, I'm going to copy this template as it is, right? This is what I want for view products by category. So I'm going to use the same template, okay? Except I'll add a new h2 and I will say search showing category results. Okay, so showing category results, it says property product list does not exist. Okay, let's fix that. Okay, so what we'll do, we will implement simple, we'll have a simple this dot activated route to capture our ID of the category that is searched, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm capturing the ID using the activated route. So import that in this, and then this dot activated route dot query params, and category is the search category. Okay, so now what we'll do, we have got the search. We will use this category ID to make a call, right? So we are saying now we have got the, so now we will say after this you should say get products by category. Okay, so this, or we can just, I don't want to waste time, but I'll just map it here. We need a product service also. So what we'll do is private product service, product service. All right, and we'll use this dot get search category products. That's the method that we had written. Dot subscribe data. Okay, and here I'm again going to have a product list of product. Okay, so this is the placeholder I have, and then I'm going to say it here, this dot product list is equal to data. All right, now it says expects one argument, which is nothing but our category ID. So we will pass this ID here. Okay, and shadowed name data, right? Since there is already data here, I will say this here as category data, and we will pass it here. All right, so now let's take a look at this method, which says it will search all the categories and will give us the category products, right? Beautiful. So now let's try this out. So here I'm saying category one. Okay, there is no route, it seems. Let's see this one more time. And the route that we have set up is category slash ID. Okay, very good. And in the sidebar, what's the URL? Let's see, here it is category slash. Okay, so this, it's not finding the route, but let's see why. Maybe we'll restart once. All right, let's go here to products routing module, view all products by category component. Okay, so let's just, there was an error, so let's see what error is that and we'll fix it. I hope you're following. There's a lot of code that is going on. Go take it easy and check out each and everything that I'm doing carefully so you understand, but see how easy it is. It's not that great or any rocket science that it's tough or anything of those lines. So when I see products, okay, so we see the product. Now we try and hit category. It is not finding the route, right? So what we'll do, we will go ahead and use the view products by category ID. Okay, and what is happening in the route here is it's taking the activated category because there is no category dot category, it's ID, right? Data dot ID, that's what we are passing. And in the route we have to see we are passing the ID, so we have to capture that, right? So now it will work because okay, let's try one more time. Okay, some error it seems. Let's see what is the error. It says cannot convert. Okay, so it says URL segment it is taking as category -3. Okay, so that's why it is failing. So let's see why. Here we are passing the category in the sidebar. In the sidebar we have category /3. Okay, category dot cat dot ID uncaught promise did not meet category 3. But why is it saying category 3 is the question. Category 2. Okay, all right, that's because we have to put it's inside the products category. Okay, that's why it's not missing. So now you see, okay, so now it is showing search results for category. So far so good. I gave the wrong route, but we are learning together here, right? So that's why. Okay, so beautiful. So far so good. Now let's see why it is not returning the data. So what we will do here is in the HTTP, it's not returning us the data. So let's go to that service and let's go to search products, category products, and this is what it is making a call. And let's see the category. So here I'm going to say localhost category equal to 1. So it's not giving any value because it should be category under products. What is the ID? It is not category, right? It is category ID. That's what I think it is. So this is the category ID, right? So we are going to say category ID equal to 1. Products question mark category ID equal to 1. So that's the URL we want, right? So we have to tweak it again now. And what we are going to do is in the service, we are going to make it category products category equal to ID. Okay, perfect. So now if you see, if I say 1, it's saying 2 and it is returning all. Okay, so now let's see the data again. This has got to do with our data. So see category ID is 2, 3, 3. Okay, so and we are going to replace this, but it should not return all. So I'm going to fix that now here in the product service. So this is the URL and let's see it here one more time. It's equal to 2. So it should not return all, right? It should be category ID. So now it's, so that's the mistake. So when we do, these are common mistakes that a lot of people end up doing, right? So there's, okay, so now category ID is 3. Now it is not showing any results, but is the call correct? Category ID question mark products category ID equal to the category. All right, so far so good. Let's see our template now. So here I'm going to say this dot product list, and in the template here we are saying product of product list, and let's just do it here. It's showing the categories, and inside the category, let's see if there is any error. Okay, no error. Okay, so no error, but it's not showing data. So best way to debug is, let's go ahead and put console log for our category data. Okay, so this way we will know what is being returned. Okay, so in the warnings we see there is an array of length. Okay, let's try with 2, and it's giving array again, is of search category. Now let's console log and check what ID we are getting. So this is how you go about debugging things, right? So it's coming as undefined. That's why it's not taking, right? So what I'm going to do here is in the products category slash ID, right? So here it is category slash I colon ID, and we have to read the ID of it. So we will go here and data. So let's just console log data, right? So we will know exactly what is being captured. So you see, this is all coming empty. Okay, so that is the main problem, that it's not getting captured, the value. All right, so since we have said query params, that's why it's not working. Here it should be params, right? Because it is a URL, right? So that's the mistake that I've done. So now if you see, now it's working perfectly fine. So for category 2, there are 2, and then for category 1, there are 2 polo t-shirts. For soccer t-shirts, for casual t-shirts, so these 2 are reverse, right? And then shirts, there are no results, right? And so this is how now category search is working. So what I'm going to do, category 3 and category 2, so I'm going to just change them. So you can kind of start getting the feel and vibe of that it's a e-commerce website, right? That's so simple. Okay, okay, so here we are done. So now you see soccer t-shirt, it shows the soccer t-shirts, casual t-shirts, and then polo t-shirts, right? So we have got all products, right? So we'll add one more link in the category and say view all products, right? So I need one link always at top, and I'm going to call it view all products, and I'm going to link to products. Okay, so now you see view all products, and you can give some alternate color or highlight and background, right? Style background hyphen color, and you can give some color highlighting, any color that you like, right? So we don't want it in the loop because this has to be only the first one. So what we'll give is view all products, right? Or maybe not this color, FFFCC. All right, so we have view all products polo t-shirt. So this is now coming up like a real website. You can see e-commerce website that is built. You can drill down by the type of category of the product. Now let's fix view product also in today. So this is how it looks. We created the route. So when you click on it, you see the details of it. So we are capturing again with product, right? And you go here and you can check the product, right? So let's fix that page also in this episode quickly. I know it's becoming a lengthy one. There is so much code. I understand. Again, I'll request you, if you have any doubts, just ask me in the comment section. I'll be happy to help you. All right, so here we will need the service. It's been a lengthy day. but we are learning, right? So that's important. And here I'll say view product, and we have to pass a product ID, right? So what we'll do is we will import activated route, all right. And here in ng thing, we'll capture that first. We'll say this dot activated route dot params dot, since it's an observable, it will have to subscribe, and we will get the data. So here I will say product ID equal to 0, right? And here I'm saying this dot product ID is equal to data dot ID. Okay, and then we are going to call and pass it here and say this dot product ID dot subscribe, and here I'm going to say product data. Okay, and I'm going to create a new, so product details are of type product, right? So once we have done this, this dot product details is equal to product data. All right, and in the view, just go and change again, and here we'll say directly now product details dot name, or click on it. Now name is not showing because I think it is product name, right? So it shows casual t-shirts, right? You can again have an image of that particular product, right? So I'm going to say product details dot product img, right? Maybe you want to fix the size. Again, this is totally up to you how you want to design the page, but usually it's a good option to have beautiful images when you're working. It gives so much motivation, right? So height I'm going to reduce. Okay, and you can use CSS to fix the sizes, so I'm not that worried. And then similarly use all the details and map, so that I'm going to give you as an example and homework for you. Okay, so try out these three. So if you see now, the application is mapping the product description goes here. You can put ratings, right? Okay, and we don't need this card. So all right, so we have the image, we have some description. Let's give some margin bottom, so there is some space between these two, right? And yeah, so that's like, you have the product, you click on it, you see the product, you see the product details, you have the soccer t-shirts, you have the soccer t-shirt details, stars, rating, and you have search by category, right? And you have list all products, so you have products, category search, view all products. And so let's just quickly recap what all we have fixed. We have fixed get category, show all categories, we fixed that. Search by category, we fixed it. We did view all products, right? We did view all products by category. Okay, and then we said view a specific product, right? So these are the 5 things that we have fixed end to end, which are now working in the route along from service to category to entire thing. That's how any e-commerce website is done. um, I want you to, so there are still, we'll create product, create product, delete and update product. So I'll cover this in next episode. It's too much for in one episode. In the meanwhile, go ahead, try it, fix all these five in your feature module. These three, they are related because they have to do with form. So we'll set up that form and we'll see it in the next episode. I hope you're enjoying this e-commerce application we are building. It was too much today. So I hope I am enjoying, definitely. And it's so much fun when I hear that you guys are all learning a lot from it. That's really encouraging and motivating. We are in this together, we'll learn together. All right. So give it a try. Let me know how it goes. I'll be happy to help you if you're stuck. Thank you so much again for joining. See you in the next episode. We'll continue using post and update CRUD operations. Thank you so much again.